Hello there, and welcome back to my Pagan Pathworks. My name is Lisa, and I am the founder of the channel. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to like and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And so, please pardon the busyness in the back. I really didn't have a whole lot of time to do a video today, so I just wanted to do something quick. So a lot has changed both in the world and in my personal life as I am recording this. So, of course, everybody in the United States is now dealing with the COVID-19 virus, and a lot of us are quarantined to our home, or at least have the stay-at-home orders in place. Now, me personally, I work in a grocery store, so I am still working, thank heavens. If you are one of the few that are are in unfortunate circumstances, my prayers go out to you, and I hope that this is over pretty soon for your sake. So I made a determination this week because I got a sinus infection. I had a bad cold, which was bad timing because now everybody's like, "Oh, did you have COVID-19?" And no, I didn't have that virus. I had the cold virus, and so I was at home for for a long time, and I had a lot of time to think, because as you start getting better, you don't really want to get out of bed yet, but you know, you're still awake. And so I had a lot of time to think, and I have permanently closed my Grey Wolf adornments business. So I am officially out of the jewelry business, and I can't for the foreseeable future see that business will be resurrected. And my heart's not in it anymore, and I believe that I'm being called to be an activist. And so I'm learning already that activism tends to ruffle feathers, so it's a good thing that uh, um, the Morgan has spent some time getting my skin tough enough to be able to handle life on the front lines, because I've already offended certain family members with some of my posts because I'm not happy with either the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, and because I care about the environment, because I care about the condition that the United States is in. Um, it, and I'm just being called to be more active in my community, in the political process, because before I kind of really believed that my vote didn't count and that I made more of an impact with what I spent my consumer dollars on. Well, that may be true, and I do make an impact with what I spend my consumer dollars on. It is also vitally important to take part in the process, because if you are camped on the sidelines of the issues and you're not even voting, then you don't have the right to complain what politicians do. It is my opinion that Americans need to be more active and more vocal in what our politicians are doing. And so getting out there and getting politically involved and getting active in the process and exercising our vote is vitally important. So if you are another witch that is absolutely gosh darn tired of the status quo, then I'll hope that you will join me in those activism, or in that activism, and getting involved. So the other thing that I have I have, I guess, I suppose you could call it a new calling, um, and apart from the activism, um, I am trying to build a victory garden, and through this process, I have really discovered that this is something that really comes naturally to me, and the term garden witch came to me in my meditation. And so, and it's like receiving the mantle from generations before me. It's really hard for me to relate in words. I just know that I have received this commission and this responsibility, um, and it's my true calling right now in terms of my personal life. And so when I first started all of this, it was more or less because I haven't been able to find a full-time job, and I wanted to see how I could still help provide food for my family without, to offset some of the expense that we paid in the store. And that was before the coronavirus came. So now that it's here, preparedness is becoming more of a way of life for me, and it will stay with me long after the coronavirus is finished. So I guess you could say there's three things that have happened in all of this. I have been awoken to my civic responsibility and to be more active in the political process, and to be uh, more active in in terms of the ecology of the planet. I'm losing my train of thought here. I don't know how to. The word went away. Environmentally, yes, to be more environmentally active and more environmentally conscious, and to be more self-sufficient. And it's it's developing that garden, and it's being part of the community at large. Um, it's just my life has just been rearranged to the point where I'm being moved from a back seat, or behind the scenes position, and to a more front lines position. And to be honest, it scares the crap out of me because I personally do not like confrontation. So when when something I've said, tends to strike a nerve in somebody else, I'm like, cool, let me just disappear. And I can't do that anymore. I have to stand firm because, if we want change in the world, we have to stand firm. We have to wake up. We have to say our own truth, and not hide behind a label, and or maintain the status quo, because the status quo is not working anymore. And unfortunately, this virus is showing us that, the status quo within our government is not working, because they've spent more time arguing with each other than they figured out how to help Americans as a whole. And so, yeah, I suppose you could say I'm against both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. And if there's an independent that I like that's running for office, you can damn sure bet that's where my vote is going. And it's not going to these guys that have been in office through this crisis. That's for sure. So, anyway, I did want to just take the time and give you guys a bit of an update. I know it's a little bit rambling, so I hope you stayed with me. And so, um, next week, I'm gonna give you a tour of the garden and let you know how that's turning out, and let you know what else I've discovered about being a garden witch, and So I thank you so much for your time and attention, and I'll hope you will join me next week. Thanks.